Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm a little bit sick, so excuse me for speaking through my nose. Today, my best friend Jagoda went back to Prague, to her city, and let me just tell you, I tried not to cry because she was telling me like, Ola, do not cry. I see your face. You're going to, pop off and you're going to start crying. I don't want to cry. Stop crying. I was like, okay, and I tried not to cry and I succeeded. But let me just tell you, those couple of days were so emotionally healing for me. Her absence will be felt, literally. Like our trio, me and two of my wives, were basically having the best time ever, and it healed something inside of me, and I'm so thankful for it. But one of the topics me and Jagoda were talking about is the one that I wanna say in today's video. And when I was ranting to her about this, she was like, do I feel like another video is coming up about this? I was like, I don't know, girl, it might have. And also, stay tuned, because the rest of the video is not gonna be only about this. I'm gonna talk about the other thing that I was ranting actually to my sister today about. I read once somewhere that there is no such thing as time. And I was like, excuse me? And it triggered something inside of me as much that I tried to analyze this. I was thinking it over very, very much. And I was analyzing it and I was like, okay, no, because time is... And I was stuck and I was like, okay, what is time? Literally, when you try to think it over, when you try to literally give the definition to the time, it's like, what is time? What is it? And I tried to think it over. I tried to analyze it. And I could not find the description to the time. I was like, what is time? You cannot describe it in your head otherwise than using the word time. And it made me triggered even more. And I also realized that when we talk about the dogs, sometimes there's this joke oh my God, for her this half of the year is 4 years. Because we try to put how much it is felt for us to the dog. But it's okay, but every human actually lives a different variety of time. So for every one of the humans, this half of the year, if one person lives 20 years, another person lives 120 years, they feel time differently. Or his 1 year is his 1/6, 2 months for him. No, it actually doesn't work this way. But we do it for the dogs. And it's okay. Another thing, sometimes when we're on holidays, we say shit oh my God, this week was feeling like a month. Because we talk about the intensity of the time and we talk about the comparison of the time. So literally what is time and how do we feel the time? And it's it made me into those deep thoughts. It just rushed me into those thoughts, and I was okay, maybe there is no such thing as time. I know there is something as time. I know we're going through the dimension of the time, and I know that what are the years and stuff. I know this shit. But to actually think it over and to feel it more in a spiritual level, everyone feels the time differently, because actually it depends on to what you're thinking over in this time, what you're doing. For example, if I go to university, my days they last like this. If I spend the time at university and I actually do many things, the time passes by very quickly. If I have a very intense day, the time passes by very quickly. But also when many things happen, I'm oh my God, this week felt like a month. This is about the intensity of the time. So actually how much you're feeling the time and how much time you have, I'm not saying it's up to you, but it kind of is. How you feel the time, because it's all what spirituality has taught me, that life is all about the perspective. It's all about the perception and the mindset. Two people can be in the exact same situation, but both of them can feel it totally different. One of them, if she has an optimistic mindset, she can feel the situation totally different. For example, I'm a big optimist, literally such a big optimist. So I usually whenever even I'm in a stressful situation or something shitty happens to me, I'm but actually it might be for my best. It might be even a life lesson. Okay, something shitty happened to me, I cannot find any positive into this outcome. Maybe it was to taught me something. Or for example, I got played once a lot from this one guy, I don't know. And I was trying to think what life lesson would it be for me, because I was literally there's no lesson for me from this, because it's like, what, people are shitty. Like I don't even know, like, not to be so naive. I want to be open. I want to be very loving. I want to give so much from myself. It's not about like, oh my god, now I'm gonna have trust issues, because you shouldn't trust people as much, because I trusted him and he actually like put me down the drain. But then I realized, okay, maybe he needed my love. Maybe like I'm the source of this life. I'm of this life, of this light, of this love. And maybe he was just very thirsty for it, because he couldn't like actually like get it from himself. Maybe my cup was so overflowed that God was like, okay, let him have some of it. Like, let him have it. And I was like, maybe this is not even for me. So this is my point of view. Like, I always try to think like, this is how it's exactly how it's meant to be. But another person could actually, like I said, got trust issues, was like, oh my god, world is such a dark place. Like, I didn't do anything to deserve it. Why did it happen to me? So like, this is all about the perspective. And everything, like literally everything is in life is all about the mindset and the perspective. So if we're saying about the time and the things like, oh my god, like this person can feel the time in this, you know, measurement, this person can feel the time in this measurement. Like I say, I know there's something like the time, like do not make me do not like think I'm a crazy person, okay? Like literally, I know there is something like that. But another, like I say, this is another point of view. I was laying in the park today and I was just like looking at the sky and I was feeling so peaceful, and I felt like I had so many, you know, thoughts in my mind, and I was just laying and I was thinking, and I was like, oh my god, what time is it? And then I saw that literally I was just laying for 15 minutes, and I was like, this felt so much longer, because time feels so much differently. So literally we do not have to measure. So what I try to say here, do not try to measure everything in the same weight. If you do not have to, do not measure the time. Do not say, oh, I'm gonna do it for 15 minutes. No, do it as much as you feel. Like, I'm not saying everything. Like, for example, with cooking or with this or with this, of course it's convenience. So I am depending on the hours, and it's not like, do not look at the time, throw the clock away. But when you have this moment that you can do it, that you actually, like, you have a free day or the rest of the day off, do not take the phone with you, do not take the watch with you, just do not have the time with you. Because to be honest, I realized that because of we're watching so much in this time, sometimes we're missing out on the life, because the intensity of the time is totally different. Focus on the intensity of your life. Focus on the intensity of the time, not on the time itself. Go to the park, and if you feel like you need to spend 4 hours in there to actually, I don't know why the Polish accent just came out. But if you need to spend 4 hours in the park, spend it to feel the moment fully, to feel the park, to actually be in there. Because the intensity and the measure itself can be totally different. And sometimes you need 20 minutes, sometimes you need 2 hours, sometimes you need 2 days to feel the thing. Also, that's why I'm never shaming if somebody tells me like, oh, I fell in love with him after 2 weeks. It's like, sometimes you need 2 weeks, sometimes you need 2 years, sometimes you need, I don't know, 10 years. It doesn't matter, because for every one of the people, like the intensity of the relationship can be totally different. And I'm never shaming. Sometimes, for example, or the moving on part, one person can need 2 months to get over a boy. Once I was getting over a guy for almost a year. Another time I was getting over, like I got over the guy after a week, but I didn't get over the situation. I got over, for example, also I got over the guy that I literally fell in love with, like, I don't know, in a week or in 3 weeks, something like that, which is not a big amount of time. It's very different for every one of the people, because sometimes, like in our thought process, I can be thinking about the things for 2 hours and do not think anything about it. I don't know how to say it in English, like differently, than like not to have any more conclusions about it. And sometimes I can think about a thing for 10 minutes and have so many realizations that be like, oh, I'm done. Oh, this is over. Like literally, it all depends on the feeling. It all depends on the feeling. So do not focus on the time. You actually have time. You have so much time. And it's like, when I was also thinking this thought, like this mindset, very like soothed me to the core, to my very core, because I was getting stressed over measuring how much like time is left till I leave back to Poland, like till my Erasmus is over. And it's not like I do not want to get back to Poland. Okay, I want, but it's like, oh my God, I have just this amount of time. I need to make it the most. No, shut up. Like, literally shut up. You have the time. Like, this is just a stupid measurement to make everything convenient. Sometimes this half of the year can feel like 3 years. Sometimes this half of the year can feel like a month. It doesn't, like, literally, those are just human measurements to make the life convenient. But you do not, if you do not have to, do not go with them. Like, logical part can still be in you, but do not go through this logical part all the time. Like, be your own voice in this kind of crazy mindset of yours. If you have this, like, this feelingy side, I try not to get this like logical part of me being in control all the time of my mind. I try to, like I said, I have so many things that seem crazy to other people, but I try to go with my life thinking of those. Like, for example, when I wake up, I try not to think all the time about, oh, what do I have to do in this day? No, just focus on the feelings. Just focus, like, basically move through my life, not only with my mind, but with my heart and with my soul. I want to do this. I do not want to be like tied up to the clock all the time and tied up into those measurements, into those convenience. Sometimes things do not have to be convenient. I ranted a lot about this. I do not know if I described it correctly. Like, just literally just stop thinking about the time. You have the time. You actually do have the time. Because sometimes you do not know if you're gonna live 100 years or 200, probably not 200 years, or maybe, I don't know. But like, you do not know how much time are you gonna be living here. Are you gonna be still on this planet Earth? So to be honest, you have the time right now. You always have the time. It's just what you're gonna do with it. You're gonna have lots of time, and it's like, do not try to think about those measures. Just please, just stop. And to be honest, like I said, it soothed me so much when I realized, like, I do have time. Because time is just like, you cannot measure it very properly. You can just measure it as in those, like you say, convenient measurements, but not as much like as you feel. And we are more than just like bodies and or minds. Like, we have souls, we have spirits, and we do feel so much and so deeply. It's not only about, oh, I'm finishing in 2 years my university, then I go to job, then I don't want this life. If you want this life, fine. Okay, and another thing, if you have any questions or I described it like weirdly, please let me know in the comments, because I know that sometimes I'm just like very chaotic into what I'm saying. So let me know, just literally let me know. And I love every time somebody comments like this just literally, it makes my soul happy. So thank you so much for every person that comments, every person that reaches out to me. It's my dream and it's so cute and I love it. I love it every single time. I'm blushing and I'm smiling like a fool. Okay, and now let's go back to the other part of the video, the one that I was ranting to my sister about. This whole day is all about the ranting. I feel like I'm getting into my luteal phase and I'm just like, this very like passion. I feel so many emotions. I'm just like, I don't know, like I just want to let it out, so I'm letting it out on you guys. So another part of my video is about falling in love with yourself, like literally falling so disgustingly in love with yourself that other people are like, oh, she loves herself, like they actually can feel it so much. I was always the person like that. I was always the person that somebody sees me and they're like, oh, she loves herself. Oh, like you can see that she's so obsessed with herself, she's so in love with herself, like whatever you say to her will not bother her because she's so into herself. And I was always like, I was so obsessed with myself most of my life, literally so obsessed with myself that like everybody around me knew it, like it's just all out. There was this moment when I got a bit lost basically, and let me just tell you, when you know that you know you're in a toxic relationship or in a toxic relation with anybody, I'm not saying only the romantic part, like also friendship and stuff, when you're in a toxic one, you are starting to feel like less in touch with yourself. And when you're in a good relationship that is like actually healing you and meant for you, you're falling in love with yourself. And the person that is good for you will make you fall in love with yourself so much more. And the person that is bad for you will make you basically get like lose yourself a little bit. And I'm not blaming like my getting not so in touch with myself or on anybody. Also, I do not want to make it sound like I do not love myself right now. Like, I'm still so in love with myself. And whenever I'm seeing that somebody is bad for me or like they're draining me down or something, like I am still like putting my boundaries. I know my value. It's not about that. I love myself so much. But I feel like I kind of lost myself throughout the process of many other things on like, especially when I moved here to Italy. Like, I think this was such a big step for me, and like just putting myself into those deep oceans. And I kind of lost myself. I already found myself back, but it's like I'm still in this process of still being so disgustingly in love with myself and obsessed with myself. And I'm taking you guys with me on this journey, by the way. And it's like I still feel like there are the things that I could be more into with myself. Because let me just tell you, like, we all have some beliefs, you know? We have beliefs in our lives, obviously. We have some morals and some beliefs. And there are the beliefs that we know are so true that we never mean even to question. There are the beliefs that we can question. Like, for example, I always had the belief that I have brown eyes. But throughout the years, when I was trying to get, you know, I was so in love with myself, so I was taking lots of pictures with myself, and I was looking at, you know, at myself in the mirror, and I was like, I saw that actually my eyes are not like brown, like I never knew the shade of my eyes. But then when I was like trying to, also my eyes changed their shades a little bit, which is like weird, but kind of cool. I love my eyes. And it's like, when I was trying to fit into, you know, the colors, I still did not know the exact, you know, what my eyes are. I can even put a picture here because I took a photo of my eyes, obviously. I still do not know like the color of my eye or anything like that, but I was so like, I believed that I had brown eyes. Now I think I have hazel eyes. And it's like, those are the beliefs that you can question, are questionable. But there are some beliefs that were never meant to question. Like, one of those beliefs is my faith. Like, it is so unbreakable. Like, for me, my faith, like, because I'm Catholic, and for me, my faith is just literally unshakable. Also, another thing I will never question is my love for my family. Like, I will never question it. This is something like, would I die for them? Yes. Like immediately. Like, this is something I would never question. Or for example, like my mom's love for me, I would never even question it. Like, I'm sure, like I'm 100% sure of her love. Or my sister, like there is not one part of me, like even like one tiny bit of me that does not like fully believe into their love for me. And it's like, if you're not sure if those beliefs for you are questionable or not, think of it as if you would have to swear, if you believe on the afterlife, if you would have to swear under the final judge about your afterlife on this thing. Like, if I went to the, you know, judge of the, like when I was going to either heaven or hell, and I would have to swear to God, does my mom love me? I would be like, yes. Like, when, like there's not the part of me that is questioning it. Like, if I would, like, if he was saying to me, do you believe in God? If somebody was saying, do you believe in God? Swear on it, swear on your soul. I would be like, yes. Yeah, I do believe in it. I do believe in it. I do believe in my whole faith. And it's like, those are the things you would never, ever question. And those beliefs, I want to add into them my self-love. Because right now, even though I love myself so much, and I would be so sure of it, but then I was thinking about it. I was like, if I would have to swear to God, literally swear to God that I love myself to the very core, there's no little part of me that is not so obsessed with myself, I wouldn't. Because I would be scared that I would go to hell. Because there's like this tiny part of me that's like, but I would change in myself this and that. Like, I would do this and that. Like, sometimes it's still hard for me to accept some parts of me. Like, for example, of course, everybody has some, you know, like issues with themselves. Like, for example, I have acne. So, I mean, acne scars right now, but I'm still healing, you know, from the acne. And it's like, those are the things I would rather have clear skin, you know, of course. So it's like, this part of me was very hard to accept. Like, there are the things that sometimes, for example, I like somebody so much that I forgot about myself. So it's like, this is not an unshakable thing. This is not an unshakable belief, like unquestionable belief. And I want this belief to get into such a core of mine that I would never mean to question if I'm obsessed with myself, if I'm in love with myself. And for anybody, honey buns, that have any problem with that, that are like, oh my god, but this is like actually like being self-centered, being self-absorbed, listen to me. If my self-love would be so big that I would prioritize myself, what's wrong with that? This is literally my life. This is my life. Why would I prioritize anybody else in my life than myself? I try to think like if I should do it for myself. I try to think if I want my closest people, the people that I love the most, to do it for themselves. If I think about my mom, my sister, would I want them to be so fully in love with themselves, like to prioritize themselves even over me, over like anybody else? Like, would I want that? Yes. If I would have to tell my mom and my sister, choose yourself, literally choose yourself anytime, even if it has to be about me. Like if you would have to save yourself or somebody else, save yourself. Literally save yourself. This is your life. I want you to prioritize yourself because I love them so much. And I want, like, if I could like make my sister and my mom see their value fully, because I know that they like themselves, I know that, but it's like, if like I feel like the way I see them, they do not even see themselves like on 1% as much as I see their value, I would say. Because like I feel like they're such an amazing human beings, they're such a beautiful like souls. You see how I get, like, I literally have no words. I have no words over those women. Like, I love them so much. And I would want them to fall in love with themselves even more. I want them to be so disgustingly in love with themselves that it's like other people can feel it fully, like feel it, like you walk into the room and you're like, oh my god, this girl is shining. Because like, it's like with the fountains, you are the source of the water. If there are the fountains that you are basically getting the same water all the time, you're pouring the self-love to yourself. And it's like you're all the time, you're never tired, you're never thirsty because you always get your water. But if you put your water somewhere else, where's your source? If nobody else is pouring in where's your source? Your water is gone because you put all of the water somewhere else. So it's like, literally give yourself your damn water, and if it overflows, because if somebody else is flowing also in you, then you can give it up like somewhere else. Fall in love with yourself and make them fall in love with the overflow. That is my motto. That is what Harry Styles said, and I loved it fully because I feel like this is so accurate. If other people really care about me and really see my value and appreciate me, why would they not want me to be in love with myself? So in love with myself. Like, why? I want my friends to be in love with themselves. I want my family to be in love with themselves. Like, I want my people to see their value, even if there are the things that I do not see their fully value, even though I doubt it, but still. Like, for example, Jagoda, I know she loves herself. And I'm not worried about her being run over some dude or anything like that, or somebody else like crossing her, because I know that she prioritizes herself. I know that she can take care of herself, and this is something I'm so grateful for, because I know like that of course she can rely on me, but it's not like I feel any weight from other people, like, you know, that like they're bringing me down because I still have to, you know, help them get up all the time. No, if you prioritize yourself, you can actually like be in the strength to help somebody else. How can you help somebody if you're also drowning? If you haven't taught yourself how to swim before, how can you save the other person if you're also drowning? You cannot. And this is literally my point. Like, pour into yourself, and when you have the overflow, you can give the rest. But first, feed yourself. Like, literally make yourself so strong and so energetically strong, so like vibrating on such a level that you bring other people's up. Because otherwise, like, if you try to reach for them, you basically get into their level. Like, literally get so obsessed with yourself, and this is my goal right now. And I was talking about this on my video like of self-love, the Valentine's edition, and I was saying lots of the tips, and I'm literally putting them into action, and I'm doing lots of the things for myself, and I love it so much. I literally love it so much. And since that video, I feel like my bond with myself is so much stronger, even though it was strong before. Even though, like I said, my whole life I was in love with myself. I was like getting in touch with myself. Maybe not my whole life, because I did have this crisis in middle school, but still, like I was so like in touch with myself, in touch with my emotions most of my life. And right now, even though I swerved a little bit, I'm still super high. Like I'm still so high. Even though I was here and I'm not, now I'm here, I'm still so high, and I want to make it even more. Your self-love does not take away from your love to anybody else. Like you can love the way you love your mom and dad. I love my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my whole family, plus my other friends, and I could even fall in love with this guy. Like, you are the source of love, but if you pour it into yourself, you produce it even more. So it's like, it's a win-win situation for everybody, because if you love yourself more, you get to love other people's more, because it's like, I multiply this love, so I have even more to give. You can never fully love anybody else if you do not fully love yourself. And this is something that I had to like feel it and learn it through a hard way, unfortunately, but I did. And I'm telling you this, and you can believe me or not, or you can learn it your hard way. As much as I did, my tongue is literally like twisting in my mouth right now because I'm talking so much today. I've been talking to Jagoda all the time. I've been talking to my sister. I've been talking like I'm making this little podcast, like I talk to myself. I've been talking to my dad. Now I'm talking to you. So literally my tongue is like blah, 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 blah. I want you to watch this video as many times as possible to actually feel it fully, get into your head. If you feel it already, you don't have to watch it again, but still like make it. Fall in love with yourself. Literally fall in love with yourself. That's it. I feel like that's all that I wanted to say in today's video. Let me know in the comments whatever you want me to talk about more, or if you want me to get more into the subjects for myself. If you have any, like tips for me, that would be also amazing. You can do it in the comments, or you can just text me personally, because I also, like I say, I love it so much, and I love this community. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. Thank you for watching. I see each and every one of you, like every new subscriber. I'm like, hi, welcome to the family. So I love you so much, like I said 100 times. Bye, have an amazing day, my loves. Ciao.